This edition of the Ridley Report is brought to you by LifeProductions.com. That's Nick Ryder's Keene-based video service. All these great clips were shot by Nick himself. He's ready to do the same for you at low cost. For weddings, events, and the prom, LifeProductions.com. Ridley's Log Supplemental, Stardate 1/15/09. This is a supplemental report because I am swamped with news. I'm trying to edit full-fledged stories on all the things that have happened, but there will be a delay before I can get everything finished. First, an aggressive statement from the Keene, New Hampshire Police Department. This in relation to a January 10th act of civil disobedience. Quote, Keene Police Department is investigating the staged civil disobedience and reviewing videos to determine whether other participants may have engaged in criminal activity, unquote. This in a motion signed by KPD prosecutor Eli Rivera. It follows a pre-announced textbook act of marijuana civil disobedience. 18-year-old Andrew Carroll had announced that he would hold a tiny quantity of marijuana at Railroad Square in Keene. Andrew was eventually arrested, and the arrest was videotaped by almost 10 videographers. Keene police are seeking permission from a judge to arrest and jail Keene talk show host Ian Freeman for announcing and attending the event, which was, of course, scrupulously peaceful, but, of course, violated an unjust law. But there's also good news coming out about Ian's talk show, Free Talk Live. The program just got 3 new affiliates, all of them located in New Hampshire. One of them is WGIR, the main talk radio station in Manchester. This brings Free Talk Live's total to nearly 50 stations, 7 of which are inside New Hampshire and a couple more of which broadcast into New Hampshire. Almost all of these are AM or FM stations, relatively large stations, guaranteeing that the slightest false move by KPD will be reported nationwide. In unrelated news, there's now independent confirmation, or at least what we could call backhanded confirmation, that there are serious problems at the jail that held Ed Brown. Brown is an elderly New Hampshire tax protester who led an 8-month standoff against federal officials in Plainfield. He was eventually arrested, and early on after his arrest, he was housed at a place known as the Wyatt Detention Facility. Well, now a federal agency, Immigrations and Customs Enforcement, has pulled out all of its detainees from that facility in the wake of an explosive scandal involving the death of a detainee. Wyatt itself, the detention facility, has punished 7 of its employees. Brown himself claimed bad treatment there during the time that he was there. Now his claims are being taken more seriously. Speaking of taxes, Medicafe has censored a Ridley report on war tax resistors meeting in New Hampshire. More on that as I can get around to it. You can see the video if you keyword search YouTube for the word war tax and Hopkinton. Lastly, I have an email in to Police Sergeant Eli Rivera at Keene Police Department requesting an interview with him about the civil disobedience crackdown. Oh, lastly, there's one other item. A warrant has been issued for the arrest of Derry resident Mike Barsky. Barsky is a liberty activist who, for one reason or another, did not attend an arraignment over a victimless crime charge. Almost all of these stories are in production. This is Dave Ridley signing out for RidleyReport.com this January 15th, 2009. For weddings, events, and the prom, LifeProductions.com.